What the Pizza King can teach you about business. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Index Card Insights episode 88. Hope you guys are doing amazing on this fine Monday evening. And you know what time it is? It's Monday. And that means it's time for another episode of Index Card Insights. Guys, we do these Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday every single week. Tonight it's episode 88. We're talking about what the Pizza King can teach you about online business. So look, check it out, guys. I need to tell you a story. You know, back when I was a kid, I was 18, 19 years old. The first job I ever had was working at this place called Casano's. Casano's, the Pizza King, is what they call themselves. And I was working at the Casano's at the mall. Okay, and it was the local mall here in Springfield, Ohio, and it was the Casano's inside the mall. And it was an interesting job, because I started out working as a dishwasher, right? And then like I thought, man, this job sucks, dude. but after a while, they kind of graduated me to pizza table where you made the pizzas and then you handed the pizzas off to the guy who is in charge of putting the pizza in the flatbed oven, right? But when I was on that pizza table, I thought this is pretty cool. When I was dishwashing, I thought, man, I just want to get over to that pizza table. That looks better. That looks easier. But when I got to the pizza table, man, I thought, man, I just want to be that guy putting the pizzas in the oven, right? Eventually, I graduated to the guy who put the pizzas in the oven and did all the stuff. Eventually, I worked there long enough and I knew how to do all the stuff, right? I figured out how to do everything in that whole place. Um, it was a cool first job. It was a cool learning experience. Um, but Casano's, the Pizza King, is it started in Ohio, right? It started in Dayton, Ohio. And Casano's was they actually have a historic marker for Casano's now in Dayton, Ohio. So it's really cool. But Casano's been around for a long time. And when that mall, I was kind of going a trip down nostalgia lane today, and I was looking this up. But when that mall opened up in 1971, I looked at the actual official map today. I was looking at the official map of all the stores that was in that mall when they first opened up in 1971. Casano's was there on opening day, right? Casano's was there on opening day in 1971. And what I figured out much later, back in 1995, when I got a job there, was that Casano's had an exclusive contract with the mall, that they would be the only pizza restaurant at the mall, right? The only one, no other pizza restaurants at the mall. Casano's had an exclusive contract with the mall. And you think about this, right? They were there on day one when that mall opened in 1971. And when I got a job at Casano's in 1995, they were still there and they were the only pizza restaurant in that mall. And I think it was like maybe 1996 that all of a sudden a Sbarro's moved into the mall. A Sbarro's moved into the mall. The mall let Sbarro's, which I don't know if you're familiar, but Sbarro's is another pizza place, and they moved into the wall. And let me tell you something. I was working at Casano's. The manager was hot, and I don't mean like hot like good looking. I mean hot like angry. And I mean that made the entire Casano's corporate office angry, right? That the mall allowed this other pizza place to move in. In their view, the mall had broken their contract. They had an exclusive contract with them and they had broken it in their view. The mall got around this by saying, no, 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 no. Sbarro's is an Italian eatery. It's not a pizza place. It's an Italian eatery. The mall moved Sbarro's in and they said it was an Italian eatery, and that's why they were able to do it. And that's how they got around their contract in 1996, right? This made Casano's very, very angry, right? I mean, really angry. And Casano's picked up and left the mall. Now, this was no small thing. Let's remember something here. Casanos was there on day one when the mall opened in 1971, and in 1996, what? 81, 91. We're talking about 25 years Casanos had been at that mall. And when they let Sbarro's move in, Casanos picked up and left. This was no small thing. Back in 1996, Casanos was paying the mall $3,000 a month for rent. They were paying him 3 G's a month for rent in 1996. I don't know what that translates to now. Let's just see. Uh, inflation calculator. I'll tell you guys in a second what that translates to. Sorry for the. I should have had this ready, shouldn't I? I should have had this. Let's see. In January of 1996, $3,000. So basically, it had the same buying power as $5,800. So basically, it's doubled in in these last, whatever you want to say, last almost 30 years. It would have doubled, right? But anyways, the point is, Casanos felt like they betrayed them, right? And they left, and that was it. And I never forgot that story. I thought it was so powerful because it was such a good example of how the mall, of how one like entity feels like they can pull one on you. They can pull, they could, I don't want to say pull a fast one on you, but they can use like technicalities to kind of get an advantage. I mean, what was happening? The mall was getting greedy. They wanted two pizza places in the mall, not just one. They wanted to, like, fill their shops up, and they wanted to make more money. And they got a little greedy, and Casanos like, nope, we're out, bounce. And the mall lost 3 G's a month when Casanos left. And I remember, man, it took a long time for them to fill that spot where Casanos was at. So flash forward to today, flash forward to 2023, and guess what? Like maybe like 5 blocks away from where the mall was, there's a brand new Casanos. Brand new Casanos, man. And it's sitting right on the spot where an old Casanos used to be, because Casanos had a spot right there, and they had a spot in the mall. They had a spot 5 blocks away from the mall, and they had a spot in the mall. And they were so loyal to the mall, they just kept on leaving that spot, even though they didn't really need to be in the mall. But they were in there anyway, until 1996, and then they bounced on them. And today, in 2023, there's a brand new Casanos right where an old Casanos used to be, 5 blocks away from the mall, and that mall is closed. That mall is closed. It is closed. It started a decline, and like, I don't know, late 2000 and early 2000s, it started a decline all the way down to like 2021, where it closed its doors a couple years ago. And I just think that's so interesting that there's a brand new Casanos 5 blocks away, and there's a dead mall sitting right there, right? But I know that story, and not that many people probably know that story. But I want to give you 3 insights. I have trouble putting the 3 up, guys. For those watching, yeah, 3 insights. I know it looks like I'm saying 4, but I'm saying 3, all right? Listen, I got 3 insights for you on that particular story, all right? Number 1, all right? Value loyalty. Casanos had been with the mall for 25 years, okay? They had been there since day one. You don't treat your day ones like that, okay? That's not how you treat your day ones. You signed an exclusive contract with them, right? Loyalty's got to count for something, man. Loyalty needs to count for something. Do not treat your day ones like that. The mall thought they could pull one over on Casanos, and it didn't go their way. Did not go their way. That leads me to insight number 2. The mall overplayed their hand. Don't overplay your hand. The mall felt like Casanos needed them more than they needed Casanos. So they felt like they were going to be able to let Sbarro's roll up in there and take up shop, down the way a little bit, And Casanos wasn't going to do nothing about it. They weren't going to do nothing about it. They were just going to take it and deal with it because they were still making money and they weren't going to do nothing about it. That's what the mall thought. But what the mall didn't realize was they needed Casanos more than Casanos needed them. You know, like as entrepreneurs, we have to take risks. We have to take our shots. We have to take our chances. But it's important not to overplay our hands, right? Sometimes you can play yourself into a corner. And the mall figured out the hard way that they needed Casanos a lot more than Casanos needed them. Don't mess with the Pizza King. Don't mess with the Pizza King, all right? They overplayed their hand, you know? Don't mess with the Pizza King, all right? What's insight number 3? All right? Insight number 3. Don't stand for disrespect. It's not always about the money, all right? This is like a lesson that doesn't just apply to business owners, it also applies to customers, all right? Don't stand for disrespect, all right? You vote with your wallets. Think about what Casanos did. They voted with their wallets. They didn't take the mall to court. They didn't sue the mall. It wasn't about litigation. They could have. They had an exclusive contract with them. They could have took them to court. They didn't. They spoke with their wallets. Okay? They said, "You know what? Cool. We're out of here. Peace." And they bounced. They bounced on them. Big Shane Vozar in the house. Thank you, Shane. Shane's saying great bonuses, Cam. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah, so like don't stand for disrespect. This applies not just to business people like Casanos or like me or like you. It's not always about business to business. Sometimes, all the time, it's also about customer to business. Let me tell you something. If you've been screwed over by a vendor, okay, you need to vote with your wallet. You need to stop buying their stuff. Stop supporting them. All right? If you stop supporting them, eventually they will get the message. Right? Vote with your wallet. Be like Casanos. Don't stand for disrespect. All right? Anyways, guys, it's just a fun little story. I don't want it to be lost to time, you know. I want it to be remembered. It was a really interesting time in my life. It was one of my first big lessons of how people do business, you know. Loyalty matters, all right? Loyalty matters. Let me give you these 3 again, okay? Let me just give them to you again. Loyalty matters. Value loyalty in business. Value your customers' loyalty. Value your business associates' loyalty. All right. 2, don't overplay your hand. It's not always good to try to be the smartest guy in the room or the smartest gal in the room. All right. You know, there are things out there that people value more than money. And sometimes when you overplay your hand, you find out. And then 3, if you're out there buying as a customer, and we're all customers, you know, we all buy and we all sell. Don't stand for disrespect, okay? Support the ethical vendors who respect you. Do not stand for disrespect. Guys, listen, if you've gotten any value out of this tonight, you can find my stuff over at epicconversions.com. Check out my ECIC group calls. That's my club. We do a group coaching call every single week, every Thursday in the group coaching calls, ECIC group calls. And also, I got a new freebie over there at epicconversions.com from 0 to 12/44/86 in 96 hours. New free special report. Check it out. It's going to be gone. It's going to be gone in a couple weeks. I'm going to replace it with another free special report. Don't come crying to me if you don't pick it up before it's gone, because it's there right now, and I'm telling you about it. What do you want me to do? Anyways, you guys are amazing. I'll see you tomorrow night for another Index Card Insights. Peace, everybody.